A couple of our comps closing out this week as well. So if you're not pedantically on Gleam, you should be, because we've got 4 days left. 4 days? 4 days left until it finishes. We've still been adding in little bits and pieces every day, every couple of days as well. So plenty of different tasks there: YouTube, blogs, finding information, putting up different questions, some Twitter interactions. There's heaps of stuff on there to do. So dive in, have a little play around. You can invite people to have a play around with it as well. It gets more entries into the raffle for the 4,500 L1X tokens that are up for grabs. And we do have some things coming as well that are really exciting, and I'll handball over to Sam so he can give us the rundown of what's coming up.
Yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. So to start off, I would like to say that we have partnered with a protocol on ZK Sync. Both of our protocols have agreed to do a joint Zeely campaign. I know it's not officially announced yet, but I'm just letting you know beforehand before we announce it. Then the announcement should go live either today or later at the end of the day. We'll also announce the partnership on the Twitter as well. So just a bit of idea behind that. Me and Joe, we have been reaching out to heaps of protocols every day for partnership and checking whether they would like to build or expand on LayerOneX. Community-wise, I would also like to say that me and Joe, we are also looking at a few interesting tools so that our community can enjoy and spend some time in our Discord and win some amazing prizes like merch, maybe stables, who knows, some L1X tokens. Nothing is set to the stone yet, but yes, just to confirm, we are looking at tools, we are doing the work, but you should listen. The announcement should go out soon regarding that. And regarding the community AMA that we held last week, we have noted down all of the feedback. We know that you guys want merch. Me, James, and Joe, we are working on that. We have noted down the chain requests, and yeah, that's the community update from me.
Sounds like there's a little bits of sneaky alpha in there as well about some stuff coming, and I know we'll have some specific names around what those things are shortly. We're just getting all the I's dotted and T's crossed, so to speak, so that we can make this community interaction the best possible as well, because I know you guys have been loving the tasks, the gleams, the zealies, the quizzes, and we're trying to bundle that all into one place, so to speak, so that we can make it an ongoing thing that's a lot more vibrant for the community. So we've got some stuff coming in the pipeline for that, so very exciting stuff. Let's segue straight into project updates from leadership. I see we've got Chief and Spark on here, which is excellent news. So just as an overall dive in, updates from you guys.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Dorento. Look, we've been working through some pretty significant stuff, and I'll actually let Spark talk about a little bit about the DeFi stuff. I'll see how much info he gives, hey? But we've been working through a whole bunch of different things around decentralized exchanges, the DEX. That's actually coming along extremely well. The work that Kevin's been doing on that has been absolutely phenomenal. I know the DEX guys are pretty pleased with where it's at. We've been talking to market makers. We're also a little bit like the Ukrainians. We're targeting bridges, and some of the things that we've got coming up there should be pretty significant. We've also been talking to a couple of different organisations, no names just yet, around launch pads. The gaming side of it that we've been working through with CryptoNaut is absolutely phenomenal. What's coming up in that space? It's just looking at all the concepts and the numbers and everything else. Every time we sit down and talk about it, it's just blowing our minds, let alone yours, when it comes out. Awesome. I'll pass over to Spark.
You there, Spark?
Has he got audio issues?
I can see he's on
technical help, mate. You'll try again.
We need that elevator music.
Can you hear me now?
There we go. Perfect.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I just said that. Welcome everybody. It's great to talk to everybody again today. All the L1Xs in the community. I'll probably share a little bit about maybe some of the technical features of LayerOneX in terms of some of the DeFi stuff we're looking at, and without giving too much away. But I don't know if people know this, but because of the smart contract logic. Traditionally, how you'd normally create a liquidity pair, meaning you take two tokens, you pair them up, and it creates that liquidity pair. Normally, that would be created on one chain. What we have the ability to do is actually create a liquidity pair across multiple chains. So, because of the smart contract, you would normally find a liquidity pair in one smart contract, we're able to create liquidity pairs cross-chain with utilizing two smart contracts talking to each other and doing what you could do with a liquidity pair in one smart contract. But now we can do it cross-chain. So what we're working on is basically that feature and how that feature could impact liquidity across multiple different chains. With LayerOneX as the I suppose the culmination or the center of that liquidity, so people can tap into it, or projects as well can tap into it from any other chain and create liquidity pairs. So they kind of give you a bit of a hint on what we're looking at and what we'll develop over the coming months is that option during mainnet beta as well, which we're pretty excited about in terms of what they can do for the DeFi space.
Awesome. Yeah, so heaps of stuff coming up, and as we talked about, it's I was just doing the math in my head of how many days we've got left. It's depending on where you are in the world, that 14, 15 days left until we really kick this journey off. So lots of exciting stuff coming up, and I'm sure that everybody on this call has probably heard it, countless times, and it doesn't get any less exciting as we go along. Just moving into obviously the progress of public sale in terms of now we've got MoonPay integration. I believe bank transfers coming up. Is there, and I'm sure everybody on this call has probably heard it already, but even if we can just do a quick update about what the features are that we have available so we can make sure everybody's covered across the board with, what's happening, MoonPay, bank transfers, the MetaMask adaptions, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've had a large demand for people wanting to pay through fiat, and so we've been working on setting that up. MoonPay is just the first step of being able to create a MoonPay account, connect debit card, credit card to then bring on fiat onto MoonPay, buy USDC with that, and then send that USDC to the public sale address. That's one option that we've got set up now, and then we're just testing now with the actual bank transfer option, and so that'll be established as well in the coming days. We'll have that bank transfer option as well to be able to cover the large demand we've had for people wanting to use fiat to be able to deposit or purchase in the public sale. So that's getting all set up as well. I would say by the end of this week we will have the bank transfer option ready to roll. Alongside the MoonPay option, which is already there as well.
That is excellent news. Once again, really looking forward to how the simplicity of what the L1X wallet will bring, just even from my role trying to help people to get from A to B when they've never cryptoed before is a total nightmare. So having a point and click that grandma can use, I don't think people appreciate just how amazing that's going to be. And with that, we can segue straight into the wallet. I know we've got a lot of exciting stuff happening there, and I love listening to Cody talk about it because just his eyes light up, and it's an experience every time. The whole customizable experience. If we could hear a little bit about that, and we do have a couple of pre-collected questions, so maybe we open with those. What is it that makes the wallet secure, and how do the badges increase security is the first one. Cody, if you'd like to weigh in there. Maybe I should have done a sound check with Cody first.
Can you hear me?
There we go.
Nice. So in terms of security, we're going to be coming out with a kind of like an FAQ bullet point kind of thing so that everybody can see what that security is. Kevin's Kevin and the team are working on that for us. We'll also be launching a new wallet page that will be coming out as well. This is where you'll have the direct link to be able to download the wallet, and you'll be able to learn how to use some of the functions and features inside the wallet, as well as how to claim your tokens as well. So we'll have numerous places how to claim your tokens, just so that there's no question on how to do that when the time comes. But to answer the second part of that question about how badges will make it a little bit more secure, is, our goal is that we want to try to create almost like a moat around your primary L1X wallet. And so how we can kind of do that is to put some middleman, I guess you could say, in the middle between you and the projects that you connect to protect you from things like dusting attacks, being able to protect you from connecting to the wrong projects, connecting to the wrong people. And our ultimate goal is that, Kevin has a vision for security that is primarily based upon the more you interact with the wallet and you become more active, the more protected your wallet will become and secure it will become. So I can't give away too much at this point, but if you think about it, I mean, that makes total sense that, you have these bigger companies that are in real life that are collecting all your data, and they know you almost better than you know yourself, in terms of your online digital profile. With you being in control of that and only you having access to do that, makes it a really good function to utilize and leverage for security. So that way we can almost get to the point where we're with AI, we're learning how you behave. And so anything outside of that behavior is definitely going to add to the security of your wallet. Not only your wallet, but also your assets that you have in there, the projects that you connect to. I mean, that's our primary goal with the wallet is to basically put in guardrails that allow you to help protect you. Now, are we going to be able to protect everyone? No. I mean, there is still some level of intelligence that is needed to protect yourself and always do your own research to things and stuff like that. But we can definitely help kind of guide things as we get information of potential bad actors and things like that and pass it along. So if it does happen to come across something, we're able to protect.
Awesome, and great answers as well. Like as we continue to talk about the security of the wallet is so important, and I think as well with educating our community and members, we have that much larger wall of defense against the outside crypto world because hackers are getting smarter, everybody's getting smarter, so we have to increase our security with that. I see we've got some questions coming in on the chat, which awesome, guys. Keep sending them in as well. If you've got questions, throw them up in the chat, request to come up. We will open this up to more questions from the live point of view later, but in the moment, just throw them in the chat. But this sort of segues excellently into our next point about sort of the mainnet beta. But will users be able to contribute to the public sale with the L1X wallet at beta launch?
Not initially at beta launch. That feature will be coming in the next couple of iterations that we're going to do. Just because we get the wallet done and handed out and ready to go for the end of this month for everybody to claim their tokens, doesn't mean that we're done. So we've got some pretty exciting stuff we're going to be leading into for October. And we're already in the works of implementing those things into the foundation of the wallet to make it a little bit easier for us once we get closer to October and for mainnet. But that is the goal, that we're going to try to basically make it so that you'll be able to purchase L1X coins from the wallet, but that won't be right out of the gate.
Perfect. So it's on the pipeline, but not immediately straight out of the gate. Continuing on questions for the wallet, and I know you've sort of answered this in a way as well earlier with the, as you call, moating, which I think is excellent. But the question itself is, if we have two L1X wallets, can the NFT perks still be transferred between one to the other if one of them was compromised?
It's the wallets. Think of it this way: the wallets with us moving towards October. Why do I keep referring to October? That's when we're coming out with a thing called L1X identity. And to be honest, that thing is going to drive your wallet. It's not the wallet. So in essence, yeah, you'll probably be able to transfer because those badges and those NFTs and things like that, those are all going to be associated with your L1X identity, not necessarily your wallet. The wallet, everything will be bound and linked to your L1X identity and your wallet address. So yeah, that's a good question. But just to kind of set the stage, everything is bound to your L1X identity.
Awesome. Yeah, like you said, I think that ties into moding, and I know we've got some of the more in-depth explanation or in some of our other AMAs as well. I might just hack this next question and give it a go from a community standpoint. It says, regarding bridges, someone expressed that he felt less important because he couldn't get the OG badge. So for me, I find badges are like tickets to events, so to speak. And like, please correct me if I'm wrong, Cody, but like, let's say I attend an event and I'm there for, a concert or something. I still have that ticket as a memoir of me being there, but that ticket doesn't necessarily mean anything to anybody else because they might not have been at that concert. So a badge is sort of like that. So when I was at the pre-sale, I was an OG as a part of that original pre-sale, almost like a ticket, a proof of participation. So it's more like markers of I participated in this or I did that, or, it signifies of participation in an event from a community standpoint. So it's not necessarily like a dividing thing, but more so like a pride thing, like a badge for the chest to show like I participated in this thing or I participated in that thing, which gives us differences and talking points as well. Is there anything you'd like to add on to that as well on top of my community explanation?
Oh, that's a great way to put it. There are numerous types of badges that you can earn. Some of what you just said that you wear on your chest, it's a badge of honor, right? It's bragging rights. There are other types that are permission based. There's other types that are add-on and perk based. And then there's another one that's profile based where you can basically store data, logic, how you connect with specific projects, games, things like that. And it all adds up into your L1X identity. And yes, that's where the next level of customization comes. When we say customization, we don't want to necessarily just say that it's a toggle between dark mode and light mode, or you're able to change the color, customize the color of your skin of your Chrome extension wallet, right? We don't want anything like that per se. We want to take it to the next level. And by adding in these badges of honors, I mean, we'll all be kind of the same for the first little bit, but just think about all the different projects, all the different connections we can make. That's where the real customization comes into play, because after a while, nobody will have the same kind of overall badges in their profile.
Yeah, and I think one thing to note as well is that obviously we've got a limited amount of badges at the moment, but as we expand out as a community ecosystem, there'll be heaps more, so it's not like if you didn't get the very first one, it's not like you won't be able to get other ones in the future as well. They'll all become very personalized. So just moving forward, because I realize we have plenty to cover today. Our next topic is mainnet beta. So just as a lead in there, if we could just get a wrap up of sort of what we can expect as a community of day one features, or what the features look like in let's say Q3 or Q4, what's the rollout plan in terms of what expectations are? I'm not sure who's perfect to answer that.
Yeah, man. Let me jump in on that one. So basically, mainnet beta will be launching mainnet beta on the 31st of August this year. Some interesting note is that during mainnet beta, one of the major opportunities for L1X coin holders is the staking opportunities. Now, what we'll be doing is early next week, we'll actually be releasing the documentation around staking APRs, and also we'll also be releasing information around the APR benefits for node hosting as well. So all that documentation will be coming out so people can have a really good picture leading up to mainnet beta of what the opportunities are around staking, around node hosting, and they'll be able to, I suppose, educate themselves on what's coming up so then they can make the choices. And you'll have some different choices around staking, and there definitely will be additional benefits for those who are wanting to unlock the node NFT. And also, when I say benefits, when you host that node, and node hosting will be in January of 2024, prior to mainnet full launch, there'll definitely be some attractive benefits on top of the normal staking APRs for those who are hosting nodes as well.
Awesome. That sounds like a little bit of cheeky alpha there as well.
Yeah.
Staking.
I'm excited. I'm excited to release all the information early next week. We'll be putting out a blog on that as well, so people can see it. And yeah, trust me, it'll be worth the wait, 100%.
I am definitely excited for that. I think everybody's we're really eager for the mainnet, and it's sort of like, what can we do on it? Everybody's very excited for what the next steps are, and I think that was the next topic, obviously on our list, which is staking and things, where that's going. And obviously we're going to have a lot more information of that next week, so we could probably deep dive that, I think, in next week's lives as well. So we probably won't touch on that unless you've got a little bit you want to share now.
Probably maybe just a little bit more, so people know. And look, apologies if I'm telling people something they already know, but for those who don't know, there are two different types of nodes you can host with LayerOneX. Is just quite unique. So we've got the event listener nodes, and those nodes handle the cross-chain interactions, and then we've got the actual native consensus mechanism, those nodes, which are the full validator nodes. So you'll have options on what nodes you want to host, just in terms of the actual amount of coins that you hold and that you've purchased in the public sale. So 10,000 coins will get you the opportunity to unlock a node NFT, and then that node NFT gives you the right to host a node, event listener node. So if you've got 10,000 coins, you unlock a event listener node NFT, and that will give the opportunity to host an event listener node come January. Cryptonaut's working on some easy, I suppose, documentation and interfaces where you can do all of that from one place and understand how you can host nodes. We're also potentially talking to node hosters as well. So for those people that aren't, quite savvy on hosting nodes, then we may even have an option to be able to get your node hosted by someone for a fee, but still make it attractive for you to be able to host those nodes, so you don't actually have to go through the technical process yourself. So we've got some calls next week with some node hosters, providers. So that's coming up. The full validator nodes, which are the ones in the main consensus mechanism, it's 50,000 coins to unlock an NFT for that. And then once again, you'll get to host that in January. And closer to January, we'll have if you do want to host your own node, we'll have all the information around that, about hosting nodes. As I said before, whether it's a event listener node or it's a full validator node, you definitely want to get one of those because there'll be a special APR for those node hosters on top of the normal delegated staking APR as well. So now, just as another little bit of alpha, what we've decided to do is we're probably going to drop the number of available nodes in the first year. We're going to start off with a smaller number. I know we went out with 1,000 full validator nodes and 1,000 event listener nodes. But looking at the requirements, we're actually wanting to make these nodes probably a little bit more, I suppose, scarce, and because we don't quite need all of those nodes at the beginning. So we'll be dropping that number, but that information will be coming out in the documentation early next week as well. So you'll understand how many nodes are available. You'll understand which nodes you can host, what's required, and also the benefits of not only hosting nodes, but also the benefits of staking during mainnet beta. That'll all be on hand early next week in the documentation.
I don't know if everybody picked up on how awesome that is, the options that are available to community as token holders there. So just as a quick recap, you can go a full validator node, you can go a listener node, but then also if you don't have, let's say, the tech savvy ability to set up a node, I don't know if you've ever tried that before as a non-dev, but numbers and buttons do get very complicated for non-dev types. But having the ability to sort of offload that to somebody that knows what they're doing, that can use your tokens, let's say, that's an unreal benefit to the community. That's just one step further. I think that L1X is going to try to make it so this is open to everybody to gain best benefit, whether you're just a standard staker, whether you're a node, a listener node, whether you've got the tokens and you want to externally outsource your node. That's awesome. That's awesome in case you didn't quite grasp the reading between the lines there. Cryptonaut.
Yeah, we definitely want to make it so that grandma could easily host a node. So take that into perspective.
And also, there's a question there as well. So is the node NFT tradable? Yes, it will be. The node NFT will be tradable, and you'll be able to. So basically, with the node NFT, when you unlock the node NFT to receive it, you're basically locking those amount of coins required to host the node. So just repeating that: event listener nodes, 10,000 coins. Full validator nodes, 50,000 coins. Now, if you've acquired more, let's say, for example, if someone has acquired, say, 30,000 coins in a public sale, you will be able to unlock 3 event listener nodes. If you've acquired 100,000 coins, for example, you'll be able to unlock 2 full validator nodes, or 1 full validator node and multiple event listener nodes. So you'll have a choice there. And then if you've got multiple NFTs and you want to trade 1, 2 of them and keep some, then yeah, that's also an option as well. So there's the benefit of unlocking the NFT to host the node, but also the benefit of having that NFT be tradable as well. And with the trading of the NFT, let's say you sell your NFT, what you do is you sell the NFT and the rights to host that node go along with the NFT to the new purchaser. And then any coins within the NFT that have been locked by you will then be those coins will need to be locked by the purchaser. So the new purchaser coming in will have to submit that amount of coins to then lock up in the NFT as well.
Awesome. There's so much alpha coming through, little bits and pieces of what's coming in the next, coming days as well. So heaps happening, guys, heaps happening. We do have a couple of pre-collected questions, I think, and we'll start to dive towards that now, and also towards community questions. So if you do have questions and you want to jump up on stage, start preparing those. But first, before we get to that, they seem to be more dev questions. So I guess I'll do the best I can with the materials I have. When will documentation around smart contract interfaces, standards, and configurations be released?
Sorry, guys. I'm just playing with my button. So just ask that question again. Sorry.
When will documentation around smart contract interfaces, standards, and configurations be released?
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So Kevin's actually finalising those now. So I would say prior to mainnet beta launch, all the documentation around SDKs. Now, the thing we're doing differently as well, and Kevin's really passionate about this, is making that the documentation and the implementation or the connection or the utilization, I suppose, of the SDK is really simple. So he's looking at it probably from 3 different layers. So simple communication or information that everyone can understand. Someone that is more of a creator rather than a developer, that level. So if they want to build something, but they're not, I suppose, hugely technically advanced as a experienced developer would be. So that's the second level. And then you've got those fully experienced developers that understand all the technical aspects behind it. So he really wants to target on those 3 different groups and make sure that it's really simple to be able to implement these SDKs as well into the projects that are building on us. But yeah, prior to mainnet beta, that'll all be released. And very soon, I think we'll be working on, say next week, we'll actually be able to demonstrate some of the stuff around the balancer. So watch out for those SDKs. Now, if someone wants to build on LayerOneX and is interested in doing that, the very first thing you need to do is go on to the developer portal. So just go onto the website, select the build button, and there you'll be able to be taken through to the page where you can register to go onto the developer portal, and all the SDKs, documentation, videos, explainers, all that will be available through the developer portal.
Awesome. I see CryptoNauts just put the link to that in the chat there. And next question, I think you probably answered this, is when will developers be able to get their custom APIs to connect to the protocol? I assume that's probably in those docs. Is that would be correct?
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
That's great.
We had a couple of questions moving from that. Like I said, the dev questions, I know they can get pretty tech heavy. So we're just moving on from that to, I know we've got a few questions around staking and stuff like that, but I think that they'll be better suited to next week or after the documentations come out and we have that full landscape pictures. Do we have anybody else I've been monitoring the chat. There hasn't been anything that we haven't sort of covered yet in there. Is there anybody that wants to jump up, ask any questions? By all means, raise your hand while we've got the team here to get anything answered. Hang on one sec. LMFG, just a sound check for you. Well, I'm just waiting for MFG to get audio. Dennis has got a question. In beta launch, when we use L1X in gas, what do newcomers use if they don't own any?
Okay, now you should hear me. Sorry. You should hear me, right?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
All right, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I just really got to put my hats off to you. I guess Chief Matau, right? Matau, is that how you say your name?
Yeah, Machu, like Machu Picchu, but no Picchu.
Machu, yeah. Unbelievable. I have never seen anything like this in my life. I retired out of technology in 2008, right? I built huge networks, data centers, 8,000, 10,000 people. If I had, not even where you guys are at, if I had this blockchain technology underneath me, oh my God. The monies that these companies would have saved. I've worked for a large insurance company and I worked for a large retail company. I'm talking over those 20 years, hundreds of millions of dollars. I had to build out international networks and put all this bandwidth in and had all these devices. All these devices could have been making so much money with this stuff. Where you guys are going, I believe I said something to you about retail. You've got to realize a retail company has, I worked for a company, about 15,000 devices, simple. That would be an easy click. And I'm not talking Lowe's or Home Depot or anything like that. When you said, I watched your video and you said billions, guys, this is off the wall stuff. People have no clue of what's coming here. That's all I really wanted to say. I just really wanted to toot your guys' horns. And Chief, don't ever leave this project. You are one hell of a speaker. You got it down pat. And The more you guys get exposed, I'm telling you right now, I believe you're going to put out awful lot of chains. You're going to disappear because of you guys. I'm the one that told you, I think about 6 months ago, I said, I think your L1X is version 4 of blockchain to me. Extremely impressed.
No, we
I have
we
no
appreciate it.
questions because, hey guys, I'm a minnow, right? And I got a few treasures in there, and I know I break your chops a little bit about the treasure. You could tell me that you'll never be able to get the treasure, and I'll never get the NFT, and I'll never get the premium wallet, and I rightfully don't care. I'll let it go because I want to play with this L1X wallet, and that is where I'm totally 100% looking into. You guys are doing that ID. I'm going to say ID thing, all right? So off the wall, 100%. That's regulation, blah, 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 all that bullshit. You guys are going to be in big time. I'm loving your project big time, and I really appreciate all you guys doing all of this stuff. Unbelievable. My grandkids are going to be rich. And that's all I want to say. All right. Love you guys, man. Excellent effort. Amazing.
We appreciate that, LMFG, and thank you for the kind words. There's look, and the great thing about the team is, and LayerOneX itself, is we will continue to build. We have a long-term vision, and as people see it kind of roll out, you'll see how all these pieces that have already been put in, and the future pieces that will start to add, all kind of adds up to that long-term vision of, if you look at the roadmap, that decentralized operating system, that hardware, decentralized app store, where really we can provide an opportunity where not only can we can use the power of blockchain for people to I suppose cut out the middleman and take those clips for themselves, where the middleman is also taken, but also a way to secure, I suppose, participate more securely with your finances, with gaming, with data, all those sort of things. So, there's a long road to walk, but we've covered some pretty major milestones so far, and we'll continue to do that. So, no, we appreciate the words.
Yeah, it's absolutely great to have you guys jump up on stage as well, chat with the team. I think it shows that level of community that we have. I know, Dennis, did you want to come up? If I can find you, try to get you up here as well. I know you had some questions in the chat. I can't see. Oh, there we go. How do I get you up here?
I am.
Oh, there we go. Perfect. Dennis, can you hear me? Yep, good to go.
All right, good to go. Yeah, I'm on mobile now, so I can't really see. But, well, hello, friends. Good to be on the stage again. I had a question. How are you doing, mate? I had a question about, when you have, we're using gas fee in L1X. What happens to newcomers that just download the wallet and, use the DEX as it's going to be in beta? You're going to be able to trade in there. So what are they using as gas fees?
So Kevin is working on, that's a great question. So Kevin is working on a smart contract in the background where they can still be able to transact even if you don't have L1X in the wallet, where it will take from other coins to be able to then convert that to L1X to make the transaction fee. So, and we'll release more information about that. But yeah, it was something that we wanted. And I think it's a really good question. And from the perspective of, how can we get adoption on the wallet over the mainnet beta if you haven't purchased in either the private sale or the public sale and you've got no coins in it? So yeah, Kevin's working on that. So you'll be able to transact and make transactions without actually having it in the wallet during the mainnet beta phase.
Yeah, exactly. Because I have some friends that couldn't work it out, so I bought for them, and then I said, just download the wallet and I'll transfer the tokens later on. So that's why I'm actually asking this.
Well, you're a good friend. Yeah, a trusted friend.
Yeah, of course. That's good, mate.
I think we definitely want to give people the illusion that the first taste is free, right?
Exactly.
Awesome. Any more questions while you're up here, Dennis?
No, not really, mate. I'm just glad to be listening. So I'll drop back and let someone else come on the stage. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for jumping up.
Thanks,
We
Dennis.
appreciate you.
All right. See you
Yeah,
later.
absolutely. Thank you. And I know Dennis is active. Dennis, you're active in the community as well, which is great. Thanks for your participation and you know, making the engaging on the Discord and a lot of the other guys that are speaking and questions today. You know, thank you for everyone, all the contributions you make.
You're most welcome. Yeah.
It definitely is the community that makes it what it is. You know, we can have the technology and the best squeaky clean things behind it, but without everybody to be able to participate and interact and engage, it's a very boring blockchain. So yeah, thanks everybody for jumping on and engaging with us and giving us the time of day to show you effectively what we can do with the tech. Now, is there any more questions that we want to throw in the chat, or even anybody who wants to come up? And it doesn't even have to be questions. Even if you just want to have some feedback about your experiences as well, that's okay. We've got a little bit of time up our sleeves. If not, we can sort of look towards closing down, because obviously we don't want to just drag it on for the sake of dragging it on. So just give a minute or two. If anybody has questions or wants to raise their hand, by all means do so. And Sam, if you could help me see any of those, that would be great.
While you're looking for people to come up on stage or questions, I'll throw something out there that I want to kind of echo what you guys, you and Spark have mentioned about the community. We really do have a great community. I really enjoy on Twitter, Facebook, and even the various places of like YouTube, watching community members get that aha moment, and they get it. You know, a lot of times people tell me and tell other people how passionate I am about the projects we're doing, specifically around the wallet and things like that. And I think that that's just the result, the reward of having that aha moment. And yeah, the tech can be complex sometimes, but I think that if we take a step back out of the weeds and look at the bigger picture of where we're headed, like LMFG talked about, you know, it's so much bigger than how we can just utilize it for just a coin and a couple of art NFTs, right? And I think that a lot of people are starting to see that, and so keep the great comments coming. And like Spark mentioned earlier, we have a huge spike in new crypto people coming in that don't even know what a wallet is yet. And I think that it's a prime opportunity for all of us to step up and help educate those newcomers coming in to the world of crypto, into blockchain technology and what it can do. And so my hat's off to you guys as well. Keep it up, keep the good content coming, and just keep opening your mouth every single chance that you get to kind of get on a soapbox and talk about crypto and your passions behind it, because that's what people levitate to, and that's what people connect with is your story.
Awesome. I think we've got now. Hopefully, I pronounced this right. Albita, is that right? If I would get a sound check there. In the meantime, while we wait for that connection, I'll just ask this other question. Will the L1X launch at the same time as the wallet, whether they sync together somehow upon launch? I suppose that's a good question. What does that look like? Will that be, and it might be a question for the DEX guys, but is that operational on launch as well?
Sorry, you cut out. I didn't hear the full question.
Will the L1X launch at the same time as the wallet, and will they sync together somehow upon launch?
Yes, in fact, it's the L1X is actually where you'll be ultimately claiming your L1 tokens, L1X coins, excuse me. Inside of the wallet, once you set up your L1X wallet, you'll be able to do a one-click over to pass over into the L1X, and then from there you'll be able to claim and stake or claim your L1X tokens. So there'll be some integration there. Eventually, in the next upcoming ones, we're going to be building in some direct integrations into it so that we can do things like one-click stake, lending, borrowing, all that kind of stuff.
Awesome. Yeah, it's good to hear. Obviously, we've got that integrations coming. I know Albeda's trying to get up here, just having some trouble with her mic. Might just wait for her question in the chat.
I'll just add to maybe what Cody was saying, our own community as well, and the role that everyone here plays in terms of the evolution of LayerOneX. Is it's such an important role as an L1X and the community for us to be able to get some great feedback. Like as we evolve, our aim is to get everything right, but sometimes we'll get things wrong, right? But the feedback from the community is what will help us make sure that we're on track in terms of usability. In terms of making things, having utility that people want to use and in the way they want to use that. And so, if you're making comments in the general chat, please know that those comments don't go unseen. Whether it's us that will see it and we'll make a note of it and we'll talk about it in the team, or it might be the X guard or X team that might pick that up and then share that with us. So we're always listening. We appreciate any sort of feedback, not just now, but as we move forward as well.
Yeah, awesome. As Spark said, we're absolutely open to the feedback from everybody. We've got the forms, and we're very excited to hear from you guys on anything that you've got that you think might be valuable for us to know as well. It looks like we can't get Albeda up. Is something wrong with their mic setting? So maybe next one. But let's start towards wrapping this up with some closing statements. If there's any closing statements from you guys, let's jump in those now, and then we'll start to wrap this up and kick it off so everybody can get on with their day.
Yeah, I think so. A few things to look forward to. We've got, obviously, Cody's talked about the wallet, and we'll be have more information will come out in terms of releasing that prior to mainnet beta. Also, the next week we'll have the documentation around the staking and the node hosting in terms of APR, so people can start to look at, okay, these are the benefits, and they can start to look at the different staking options prior to them being available on mainnet beta launch. So I think that's pretty exciting as well. So stay tuned for that. And we've also got the in the short term tonight, tomorrow, this morning, this evening, wherever you are in the world, at 1 p.m. UTC, we've got the interview with Digard and Elderun. And if people don't know, Digger Labs is like the umbrella. Underneath Digger Labs is Digard and Elderun, so it's all part of the same family. So we'll be interviewing them tonight. I'm really interested to hear about, a bit more about them, a bit more about what they plan to build, and also the impact they want to have on Web3 gaming and how LayerOneX helps them achieve it. So, make sure you stay tuned, you tune in for that, or catch the recording if you miss it.
Awesome. Yeah, plenty of things coming up. That's about 11 hours and 10 minutes from now, your local time. So very exciting. Over to you, Cryptonaut.
Yeah, I'm excited for the wallet to come out, and as many of you guys are aware, if you've heard many of the AMAs I've done this week alone, and the updates to the NFT badges, the delay in getting the wallet out due to security stuff, just keep in mind that we have a game plan, we have a roadmap, and we might not be able to hit on all cylinders come at the end of the month, but we will definitely make sure that your wallet is secure, and just know that we've got plenty of new things that are going to be constantly rolled out with newer versions as we continue this journey towards mainnet launch.
Awesome. Plenty to look forward to, guys. So I don't see any more questions there. So let's wrap this up. Thanks everybody for coming. We appreciate having you on. As always, it's always good to have the community here asking questions, interacting with the team. The more we get from you guys, the more we can give as well. So thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. And we will see you on the next one.
Before you go, though, the QuizBot Zillion Gleams, they'll end next week. And also stay tuned next week. The L1X team will be joining us on the AMA. So go ahead and wrap it up.
Perfect. Yeah, so L1X, let's make sure we're there for that one. We'll close it out there. Thanks, guys. Once again, thanks everybody for coming, and we'll see you really soon. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody.